Morning gang, it's Thursday the 13th of June 2019. Welcome along to yet another wet United Kingdom talk coming to you live from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire. It just doesn't stop raining. It's been going on for days now. Now and again you get a little bit of a break, but then it starts coming down again, and I mean pouring down. I've been looking at some pictures on the one of the Facebook groups. There's a static caravan group, which I know there's who was it? Is it John Parrish? I think John Parrish. Morning, John. You may, I don't know if you're on Facebook actually, John. Are you? You might not be on there, but there's a static caravan group on there. And I know you're interested in buying one, which people ask questions. New people are on there. People who have had caravans for years and years and years. And people have been uploading various pictures which are in and around Skegness of caravan sites there, which are quite badly flooded. Okay, not up to the level of the caravan floor yet, but it's getting there. It's getting a bit worried here. When I finish today's show, I've decided to drive around the site here. Someone said to me it was a little bit impassable next to where the river is. So I'm going to drive down there and see how bad it is, and possibly prepare for my voyage down the road later. As I float away, waving goodbye. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Cheerio. As the river Witham takes me down the road. Oh, it's dreadful. Dreadful. I don't know what's worse, either the rain or my bin which needs emptying. Because a couple of days ago I noticed there were some out-of-date ready chopped onions. Do you buy those? To buy the ready chopped onions, it's a lazy way. Instead of purchasing a whole onion and chopping it up, you can get them in little plastic bags. Very bad for the environment, of course, boys and girls. You get them in little plastic bags, and someone has chopped them up into small pieces. I would assume they've been in some sort of machine or something like that. And then they put them in a little bag and they seal them up, and when you want to use them, you open the bag and just chuck them in. How easy and lazy is that, dear? Easy and lazy. Anyway, there's been some in there, and I noticed it was a week old, so I carefully opened the bag, because I'd already used some of them, you see. So I carefully opened the bag and the metal foil I'd put over, and oh, no. Quickly, I put that, and they'd been in the fridge, so they weren't really smelling in the fridge. So I put them back in the metal and chucked them in the bin a couple of days ago. The trouble is, every time I open the bin now, even just for a second, the entire caravan fills up with the smell of onions. It's not very nice, dear. You know, what if later on my trip out to the swimming pool, and if I might pop into a couple of shops as well, what if, I get lucky? No one's going to want to come back here with a house smell of onions, is it? Let alone bad breath. Have you done that before? Put an onion in a bin and forgotten about it. It's wrapped up, but somehow the stench of the onion is seeping It is seeping out of its plastic bag and even over the metal barrier. There must be a gap. There must be a gap in that bit of metal. A little bit like the gap that the wasps find to get into your house, don't they? How do they get in? It's all very strange and mysterious. It really is. Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning. Good morning to... Let's start on YouTube today. There we are. JP, are you selling your caravan yet? Absolutely not. Won't be selling this. No way. I love it too much here. This is an old caravan. I looked on the label, actually, on the electrical supply. You know, they put little labels on that they install. And the label says 2000. I think it says, hang on, just a minute. Let me refer, it's in here. 1 minute. I'll tell you in a minute. 1 minute. Let me see what it says again. Yeah, 01. 2001. Someone either, I don't know if it was installed or checked. Like, I'm supposed to have it checked every year, aren't you? I think it was checked or installed in 2001. So this caravan's about 18 years old. I love it. I absolutely love it. This one is the outside of it, you know, what's it called? Cladding. The cladding is metal. I suppose some sort of aluminium, something like that. It's all metal. On the newer ones, it's all plastic. And this caravan is as solid as a rock. It doesn't move in the wind or anything. Not like the ones at Haven where you get a little bit of rocking. No rocking in here. Don't suppose there ever will be. Never mind. So good morning, John. No, won't be doing that. John Stappoon watching Martin trying to swim. No, he can't swim. Martin can't swim, believe it or not. He never went along that route to learn to swim, unfortunately. Good morning to Joanna. Morning, Joanna. Let's have SOS Gregorian. A very good morning to you. Is it last tested? Well, the label it doesn't look like it's ever been tested since. So I'm assuming that's when, I suppose they would test it when it's commissioned, the caravan, would they? Or something like that. I don't know. All right, over on Facebook, good morning to Michael Pullman. First message of the day in from Michael. A very good morning to you, Michael. Adam the plumber's in the house. Mike Reese-Ponto. Your messages are still not coming up there, Mike. Did you do another Facebook account as a matter of interest? Because your other halves does, don't they? We tested that out. Your other half's messages get through quickly. Hello to Adrian Richardson, who's all the way from London. Good morning, Adrian. Morning, sir. LaBelle is in the house. LaBelle, I'm pleased to say, do you remember we sent LaBelle some tea? It got there very quickly, actually, within a week. LaBelle is a working drag queen in New York. And she didn't ask, actually. I offered to send her some Twinings English breakfast tea, and they have arrived. Have you sampled the tea yet? Did you follow my instructions exactly, or did you do your sort of own version of it? A emerald-eyed beast of love. She calls me the emerald. I like that. That's the best one so far. She likes to call me a name every morning. So today I am the emerald-eyed beast of love. Please welcome the Emerald Eye. If I ever get onto a stage, you know, or on the television or something like that, then that's the announcement I want. Please welcome the Emerald-Eyed Beast of Love, Chris Reardon, and then some sort of fanfare. You know, like they have when the presenters coming down for the Eurovision Song Contest. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, that one. Morning to John Aitken. Do I need to build an ark? Yes, I think you do, John. Seriously, it hasn't stopped here now for days. I'm surprised that river hasn't come over yet. In fact, yesterday I went to the Rainbow Hospice to visit my nephew and his family. The little girl Olivia is not doing too well, actually. Quite a few times I noticed that nurses and important people, medical type people, were kind of gathered around her doing things with tubes and trying things out. She's not doing too well. Rainbow Hospice, it's the second time I've been there. It's a wonderful place, you know, where people who have got serious medical conditions are, the parents are kind of given a bit of respite and the nurses take over. It's a charity institution. And it's all very nice in there. There's lots of stuff in there for people to do, and you see children and that in there with various different very serious conditions. Some being wheeled around on beds, you know, not really moving. Some with bandages on their head. All sorts of different little people in there. and they do the best for them, you know, while they're still here on the planet. And my great nephew Harry and great niece Evie, there's nothing wrong with them apart from the fact that they're quite mad like me. Their favourite place in there seems to be the soft play area, which is a room, and it's got all these like toys and that, which were just bits of kind of foam covered in plastic that they can build things on and throw them at each other. And there's like a little house where they can crawl into, and I blocked them in the house. I waited till they went in there, and I got one of the big foam things and stuck it up at the door. Let me out! It's dark in here. Aren't I horrible? Chris, it's dark in here, Harry said. I know. Well, why did you climb in? So then I got this tube, this great long tube thing, which I can climb in, and then I put that at the door where Harry, great nephew Harry, should exit, you see. And then I hid round the side, and then Evie, great niece Evie, and Gary, her dad, my nephew, is in view, sort of at the end of the tube. And all I could hear was Harry saying, "Where is he?" "He's over there playing now." "I'm not coming out. You tell me where he is. Is he really over there?" Yeah, he's really over there." So this went on for a few minutes, and eventually I could hear Harry start crawling. When I thought it was near the end, I quickly put my head round and went, "Ah!" And he screamed and ran back down the other end. Oh, great fun in there. Great fun in there. They gave me a meal as well, which was very nice. A vegetarian shepherd's pie, possibly made with lentils and things like that. They are absolutely delicious. Have you ever had a vegetarian shepherd's pie? Oh my God, they're delicious. Please try one immediately. Go to, I don't know if you can buy them sort of frozen or something like that with vegetables. Oh, delightful roast potatoes and some sort of pudding thing. Yeah, it was a nice day. I was only there for about 2.5 hours, by which time it was about, I think it was about 2:30. I got there, let me think, I got there about 1:45, and I left, no, it was about 3 o'clock, and I left around about 3:15, something like that. I started to get quite tired. I was coming up to my sleep time, unfortunately, and I jumped in the car. Gary said to me, he said, because they were going to go to some sort of play-in thing, which was outside of, you know, in a different place. And Gary said, he says, are you sure you want to come? Because you'll be getting tired soon, which was kind of him to think of me like that. And I said, yeah, do you know what I mean? I do feel a bit tired now. And the journey there is a bit long. It's quite a long journey, actually. Not a brilliant drive, I have to say. There's a couple of complicated roundabouts. And there's a place, there's a junction where you kind of leave the main road, right? But the sat-nav didn't tell me, it looked like you carried on a bit further. So I missed the junction, and well, that put another 10 minutes on the journey. And then there's some complicated roundabouts there. I found them quite complicated, possibly because I don't know the area. I don't know, maybe that's why. But there are some complicated roundabouts in the country. The worst one, I think, is the one at Hemel Hempstead, called the Magic Roundabout. I don't know, maybe you've got one in your town. I don't know if it's the only one in the country. But this consists of not a massive roundabout, but, you know, I don't know, so big. Like a large mini roundabout, surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6 other roundabouts. And you go around one, and then you go around, and it's so complicated. Why do people make complicated road junctions? You see some of them all over the country, to be honest, and they can trip you up. They can trip you up, especially the camera there waiting to get someone. You know, I do wonder sometimes if they make complicated road junctions and put a camera up there at the same time just to catch you out so they can get a bit of money in, dear. Bet the money only get you once, though, don't they? They've also got a swimming pool at the Rainbow Hospice, which I didn't go in. And they have a music room, and they've got a few pianos all over the place. And I was playing the children some nursery rhymes. And then they have a light sensory room where they have all these little pretty lights hanging down, and a massive video screen, which is connected to someone's little iPad thing, which is on the wall. And I put on one of my shows. which the children didn't like at all. They took that straight off and put the music back on. But never mind. I don't think they were interested in that. I got back here around about 5:15 and I was really tired then. I went straight to bed and I didn't wake up again until 7:30. I think a long drive makes you tired. I'm convinced that a long drive does actually make you tired without you realising it. You know, certainly when I come up here on a Monday, I get here sometimes, I'm not overtired, but I go to bed and then I don't wake up until sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock on the Tuesday morning. So if I come up here on a Monday night, Tuesday morning, and then I go to bed, you know, I don't get up until sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock on the Tuesday. So there we are. Let's have a look. Adrian, I chopped my onions the old-fashioned way. Dance, chop in the old-fashioned way. Won't you tell in my eyes? La da 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 da. Oh, I'm in a vocal mood this morning. You wait till I get in that car and start conducting entire orchestras on my drive to the swimming pool. That's if I can get down the road. It might be converted into a river by the time I get there later. Chris, I thought you liked saving the environment. Those bugs and things you could... Those bags and things you could say if I'm not using the plastic bags. Yes, don't use plastic bags. Ever. Unless it's to purchase chopped up onions. Morning to Tommy Flynn. There you go. Buy a massive bag of chopped diced onions from Iceland. Only £1. Actually, even cheaper in Morrison's, or they were the last time. I prefer red onions, but you can't always get those. And there's a lot of places do frozen chopped onions. It's just, why bother, you know, cutting them up if someone else has done it for you? And you don't have to cry. You know what it's like, chopping up the onions. I get even more upset chopping up onions than if I was to lose 5 pence from my pocket down the side of the chair in the car. Don't you hate it when that happens? And you're driving along and suddenly you hear the money drop out of your pocket down the side of the car chair. You're never to be seen again. You know, I bet they make a lot of money. You know, the people working in garages. I'll have to ask my nephew about that. Does he find much money down the side of car chairs? I bet he does. Wait till they start bringing out a £50 coin or something like that. You drop down one of those down the side of your car. My nephew will have that out quicker than you can say boo to a goose. Have you ever said boo to a goose? You're very lucky to catch one. Good morning to Robert Dexter. Good morning to you. They're coming to poke my boiler this morning. Better put out this spliff. We can't condone drug taking on this programme. Thank you, Robert. At this time of the morning, you're smoking that rubbish at this time of the morning? Blimey. You must be an addict, dear. Are you an addict? There's people that can help you, you know. Hello to Ben. Good morning to Ben. Welcome to the show, Ben. All right. Thank you, John, for your kind words to little Olivia. Yeah, they're looking after her at the moment. Mike Reese. Yes. The other message is, I can't remember now, Mike. You'll have to log it. Can you try your other account, and maybe it would be easier if you sort of watch the show on the other account, to be honest. Then I can just have one message screen up. I've only got 2 message screens up so I don't miss your messages, to be honest. But then I look back and then I've got to scroll that one. It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. LaBelle hasn't tried the tea yet, but I framed the letter that came with it from my emerald-eyed Facebook beast of love. I'm glad you're entertained by the names. I do. I love the names. Good morning to David Butler. He's down in Louth here in Lincolnshire. What's the weather like down there, David? It's awful up here. You know, we've got massive areas of puddles all over the caravan site. It's awful. John, corn makes a shepherd's pie. It's okay, but it makes you fart. Maybe that's my problem, John. I don't know. 2.5 hours, you must really like them. Normally you said it's 2 hours, you can't stand company. I know family's different, LaBelle. I can sit with those children for hours on end, tormenting them. Believe me, the longer I torment those children, the better. Chris! I like to nick things off the children. And Evie's got a saying. The saying is, give it back! Give it back! And then they start doing the pretend crying, which they come out of like that if you shove a bar of chocolate in the mouth. Have you noticed that, children? The pretend crying. Harry did it as well yesterday. I grabbed the Lego off him. Give it back, Chris. Dad, he won't give it back. Give it back. Oh, I'm dreadful. Dreadful uncle. Adrian, listening to your show makes me really tired, but I try and do it for charity. Well, if you want to do it for charity, how about sending some cash through as well then, Adrian? If you don't mind, thank you. Aldi have just bought new frozen vegan burgers. Haven't seen those, $1.99 for two. We'll post a picture. Thank you very much. I would like to have a look at those. I've got some more vegan news in a moment. Those of you that are considering doing it. I'm not vegan. I'm not vegan. I would like to be, but very difficult. Very difficult to be vegan. It's becoming easier. Vegetarian I am. There is a difference. Raining and wet in Louth this morning. Christ. I mean, it's just everywhere. Have you got any flooded areas there, David? It's awful here. Awful. Mikey Mike. Oh, right. I'll have a look on there. And Tim. Good morning, cousin Tim in Australia. He does gardening. It was his birthday yesterday. Thank you, Tim. Nice to have you with us live. I must be an evening show in Australia. An evening show there. Okay, let's swap back over onto the other screen there. And Claire is in the house. Good morning, Claire. Welcome to the show, my darling. Hello, Claire. Let's have a look. You'll be pleased. One of the papers said this morning that by 2040, we'll be all eating vegetarian, no more dead animals. I'm pleased to hear that, my love. Very pleased. No more suffering of little pigs and chickens and cows. Moo! Moo! My sister does a very good impression of a cow. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She's very, very good at doing a cow. Right, let's see. Mikey Mike. Yes, you're up on the other screen, Mikey Mike. You're now up on the other screen. Would it be okay, Mikey Mike, to in future not have the other screen up? Could you use that one in future when you're joining in on the show? Then everything's in the same place. It does get a little bit complicated. So from what I can tell, yours is the only message. For some reason, you see, what's his name now? Mikey Mike, Mike Responto, who is also Mikey Mike. On his Facebook, he's the only one where his messages don't come up for some reason on the special message wall. And we don't know why. His other account does. It's got to be at your end. It can't be at this end, can it, Mikey Mike? There's nothing, well, there's nothing I could have done, is there? It can't be, can it? I mean, I think you either block someone completely or not at all, don't you? Something like that. And as far as I know, I haven't blocked you yet. John, did you watch the new Rob Lowe series last night? ITV at 9 o'clock, Wild Bill. Yes, I did. 5 out of 10. I didn't think it was brilliant. I certainly recognised a lot of the places on there because it's all filmed in Boston, those fields. And believe me or not, that you do see cabbages like that growing everywhere around here. Were they cabbages or I think they were cabbages, weren't they? I'll only give it 5 out of 10. If I was to miss an episode, I don't think it would bother me. I think it looks like they're going to be separate stories. The head in the fridge. What about the head in the freezer? Oh, that was scary, weren't it? No, so I don't know. I wasn't over-impressed by that. Not over-impressed by that at all. Very good morning to Ray Reynolds. Are you receiving me? A very good morning to you, Ray. Yes, indeed. We're receiving you loud and clear this morning, okay? All right. Good. Let's have a look. So the telly I watched last night, I watched Holby City. And Dom, I don't know if you watched Holby City, but Dom's ex-boyfriend, Isaac, came back onto the scene a few shows ago, and he's a nasty piece of work. Well, I'm very pleased to say that the police have dragged him off, and it looks like he's going to go back in prison. Good. Really horrible character he is. It's just awful. So I watched that last night, and as I just spoke about Wild Bill, which John was talking about, certainly saw Wild Bill at 5 out of 10. It was okay, but I wouldn't write home about it, as I say. I did look up yesterday for you all hydrogen central heating, because I've seen a story, it might have been on the BBC news site, I can't remember now, where hydrogen central heating would allow us to use hydrogen to heat our boilers instead of gas. And I wondered how this all works. Now, I found a hydrogen boiler, believe it or not, but I haven't found anyone that would install it or a hydrogen central heating system. It's just something that I happened to be looking up after I heard about it. So I've got no information on that at all. And I did have a good look around yesterday for hydrogen central heating systems. Okay. Good morning to Paul and Lou. Morning to Paul and Lou. They are in the house as well this morning. Okay, we're gonna close down that window there, so I shouldn't have to look at that anymore. And I can just concentrate on the one chat thing which is on that side. Because sometimes looking at two lots of chat, sometimes you do miss messages. You do miss them because you're trying to work out which one you've watched or whatever. Now, in the Sun this morning, and it was on the BBC News, the BBC Business News this morning. It was about AI, you know, artificial intelligence. And it's coming along that they're now able to take someone's face, like they could take my face and change the words that come out of my mouth. And they showed a video, it's actually in the Sun this morning, they showed a video of that Mark Zuckerberg bloke, you know, old po face himself. Mark Zuckerberg is a very, very important person, isn't he? Yeah, one of those very important persons. Mark Zuckerberg, who's doing this chat to camera, doing a piece to camera, right? And he's talking about having his own people and all that, except he didn't say any of the words that are coming out of his mouth. Now, it's almost perfect. If you look around the eyes of the video, you think that doesn't quite look right. But apart from that, it's almost perfect. And you know, in time to come, that will be perfect. You know, perhaps I can't do a show or something. I could send maybe a picture of myself to someone. Okay? And I say, can you do a show for me? And they put words to my being, so to speak, and then put a camera in front of it. Well, it wouldn't be a camera, you know, it would be some sort of computer generated thing. But I actually wouldn't be here. And I find that incredibly scary. LaBelle says it's an old video. Oh, I don't know how old it is. I find this incredibly scary. The story in the Sun, Facebook will not remove a fake video. Oh, so it says it's an old one. Of Mark Zuckerberg from Instagram that falsely portrays him boasting he can control the future thanks to stolen data. The doctored clip was uploaded to Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, in a bid to test the company's moderation tools. It's what's known as a deep fake video. Here's a new word for you. It's a deep fake video. That's all one word, deep fake, in which artificial intelligence is used to manipulate real footage of someone, often celebrities, to make them look like they're saying something they haven't. Now, this is not I don't find this amusing at all. I find this incredibly scary. If you wanted to have a war or an argument with someone, you know, to goad them into doing something, you could just take the British Prime Minister, perhaps, make him or her say stuff and send that video to another country to upset them, who would then start a war. I think this is incredibly serious. You know, not only have we got to worry about Ebola, the environment, nuclear war, we've now got to worry about artificial intelligence doing this sort of stuff. Previous efforts, it goes on to say, showing a fake Barack Obama calling Donald Trump a total and complete dipstick. A sinister deep fake of Zuckerberg was uploaded to Instagram 4 days ago in a part to test how quickly the company can weed out fake clips. In it, the 35-year-old is shown boasting about his power over the data of billions. Imagine this for a second. One man with total control of billions of people's stolen data, all their secret lives, their future, their futures, their lives. Zuckerberg's likeness says. So the fake thing says all this. The video was created by British artists Bill Posters and Daniel Howe, who paired up with Israeli artificial intelligence firm Canoal to make the clip. It's part of a UK art exhibition. And it's incredibly scary. Deep fakes, here's what it is. Here's what you need to know. Deepfakes, this is in The Sun this morning, use artificial intelligence and machine learning to produce face-swapping videos with barely any effort. Now, you may have seen, certainly people doing this on their iPhones, where they swap faces with someone else. So you end up with a hybrid face of two people. And it looks good. My nephews have done it. Sending each other pictures and things like that. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a frog in my chest this morning. And it looks quite good. Deepfakes can be used to create realistic videos that make celebrities appear although they're saying something they didn't. Deepfakes have also been used by sickos to make fake porn videos that feature the faces of celebrities or ex-lovers. Now that to me is funny. I'm sorry it is. So if you see a porn video and my face pops up, possibly underneath someone's bottom, it's not me. I want to point that out now to you. No, it isn't. Oh yes, I can see myself doing that, getting a picture of an ex or something like that and plastering it on someone's body in a porn film. To create those videos, users first track down a porn clip featuring a porn star that looks like an actress or an actor. Then they feed an app with hundreds and sometimes thousands of photos of the victim's face. A machine learning algorithm swaps out the faces frame by frame until it spits out a realistic but fake video. To me, that's a funny side of it. To help other users create these videos, pervs, it actually says that, pervs, this is in The Sun, upload face sets, which are huge computer folders filled with a celebrity's face that can be easily fed through the deepfakes acts. So that to me is a funny side of it, but there's a very serious side to this. As I say, you know, you can have politicians saying stuff. If you watch the programme on BBC One Colour and also on the iPlayer, you will watch a programme called Years and Years, and there's some of that in that. There is some of that in that programme, as well as stuff that is supposed to be happening in years, could possibly happen in years' time. And so far, I've believed everything I've seen. Some of it's happening now. Some of it's happening now. You watch that film Years and Years, and it gives you something to think about. Anyway, that's the story there. But it's very serious. You know, you could take a world leader and change what they're saying. Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous indeed. John says, I'm worried about the future of the younger generation. Oh, so am I. So am I, especially with the environmental stuff. You know, my great nieces and great nephews, God knows how they're going to cope with all this stuff. Good morning to Jason Childers. Good morning, Jason. Welcome to the show. LaBelle says it is an old video. There are several of them featuring celebrities and done with voice impressionists to make us feel what evil people are capable of doing in the internet. You're right. You're right. John, good morning to John Glazenbrook. Good morning, John. That's someone, a delightful man that I get on very well with. Him and his other half are going on holiday to Gran Canaria. See you in 2 weeks' time. Have a lovely time, John. Hope it's a bit warmer over there, my friend. Morning to Maureen, joining us there on the text service. Good morning, Maureen. Michael Lawrence, joining us very late today, Michael. It's 10 o'clock, dear. Come along. Get here earlier, love. Years and Years is John's favourite programme as well, yeah. It is very, very good indeed, isn't it? Years and Years, I like it. Right, if you think the weather's bad now, you think it's going to get better? No. In the Daily Mirror this morning, the Met Office has issued a danger to life. Warning, danger, danger, warning, this is an important announcement. The Met Office has issued a danger to life amber weather warning ahead of what is expected to be a washout weekend. So it just goes on and on, this rain. Well, I'm not up here at the weekend, or indeed next week, funnily enough. I've got some bits, I've got a job to do on Tuesday night. which means I wouldn't come up here until Wednesday morning, Thursday, and back Friday. So that's a lot of driving in a short space of time, and I don't mind driving too much, but when you just keep doing it, and up here you can't really walk anywhere. So if I go to my sister's house or my nephew's house or the swimming pool or the shops, anywhere, I have to get in a car. There is no shop around here at all, actually. The nearest shop is about 15 minutes drive away. If I ran out of food here, that's it, I would perish. You don't, no one cares, no one cares. I would, mind you, might not be such a bad idea running out of food for a few days, to be honest. But no, there's nothing around here at all. So that is a disadvantage of being here, but it's probably the only one, to be honest. You know I love it up here. I absolutely love it here. Anyway, to the story. In the Daily Mirror, heavy rain will pound. It will pound, boys and girls, pound the north of England this morning as forecasters warn of flooding between Edinburgh and the English border. So that's a little bit further up north. Torrential downpours are expected to end by 3 o'clock. Well, what day is that then? 1 minute. Is that today? Okay, torrential downpours are expected to end by 3 o'clock this afternoon, although experts are urging people to be careful of fast flowing floodwater. You see, I'm going to be taken away, dear. I'll be asleep tonight in my little bed, and then suddenly, that's strange, the caravan's rocking, and I'll look out my little window, and I'll be floating. I'll be floating, boys, floating down the river with them, and that's it, never to be seen again. No one cares. No one cares. You'll just find something else to do in the morning. You'll watch that bland programme on ITV. Tenable. Oh, one of the worst quiz shows ever. Warren, dear. The presenter, Warren, isn't it? Oh, it's not a show for you, mate. You're better than that, dear. It's not for you. That is an awful quiz show. Yellow warnings are also in force for much of England, South Scotland, North Wales and North West England, with downpours potentially causing further flooding in these areas. The UK, I'll be down south by then, the UK has seen heavy downfalls in the last few days, with much of the country hit with thundery showers and rain. I must say, we've not had any thunder or lightning here. I haven't had any thunder or lightning while I've been in the caravan, actually. In front of me, I can see a lot of sky, because it's very flat. And I look forward to my first thunderstorm, actually. Apparently you're pretty safe in a caravan because it's like a Faraday cage. The lightning would go around you if, well, I hope so anyway, if lightning hits. Especially as this is a metal caravan, as I say. Most of the newer ones are all made out of plastic. All right. The conditions have caused flooding across the country, cutting off roads and disrupting services and travel. While there are no Met Office warnings for the weekend, the weather in many parts of the country will remain extremely cold. Well, they just said there was. While there are no Met Office warnings for the weekend. Now, what did it say at the top there? Look, here, the Met Office has issued a danger to life amber weather. Oh, today. Just for today. Ahead of what expected. Oh, I've read that wrong then, haven't I? Didn't quite understand that. So it should be off. So it should be finished by today. Hopefully. Well, it remains to be seen when we do a show tomorrow morning to how wet it is. Is there any flooding where you are, incidentally? Whereabouts you are in the world? I'd be interested to know. Do you have, even if it's like just large puddles of water, some puddles you can walk in and other ones you just can't get through, can you? Awful, dear. Awful. No one cares. No one cares about me. We had a little message from Martin Rutherford. Rutherford. I got that right. Martin Rutherford, who sent in after a show a couple of days ago when we were talking about poo. Which we often do on this programme. Let's see if I can find that, though. I should have had that up here. I did keep that up here. Where has it gone there? No, that's the rain story. That's that one. That's that one. Oh, don't say I can't find it now, can I? Oh, Martin, I can't remember what you said. Oh, hang on. Here it is. Here it is. Martin Rutherford. You remember I said there was a little problem up at the swimming pool that I use down in London, down in Bracknell in Berkshire. Well, I used the toilet the other day, and I fortunately I realised as I got up to flush the chain, I realised that the water was already up at the top. I thought, oh my God, you know, and then the boy who cleans the dressing room was in there as well. I said, I've got a little bit of a problem. I said, I can't allow you to go in that toilet at the moment. He said, what's up? I said, the water's up to the top and I've used it without checking first. Floating, yes, right. Well, Martin says, I once had a problem where I flushed, stood up and it overflowed. Oh my God. Oh, that's awful, isn't it? Awful, dear. It overflowed after he'd used it. Not before, after. Oh, bleh, bleh. Has that ever happened to any of you? Have you ever flushed a toilet and it overflows while you're still standing there? Ghastly. Here's a question for your listeners. Here's a question for you today. Do you say, pulled the chain, or I flushed the toilet? Your answers quickly now, please. Do you say, pulled the chain, or I flushed the toilet, as a matter of interest? What do you say? I say pulled the chain. Even though there's no chains on toilets. Generally, there's not a chain anymore, is there? Like a little handle or a thing that you push down in the middle. They don't seem to work. They don't always seem to work very well, those things. But I haven't got a chain in my toilet. You remember years ago, of course, you know, when we had toilets and the cistern would be like up there, wouldn't it? And then you'd have a long pipe coming down there and it all worked with gravity, didn't it? And then at some point that cistern moved down here, didn't it? And they started putting it here. Now it's literally just above the toilet. Do you say pulled the chain or I flushed the toilet? Which do you say? What's this he's sent here? Using the word toilet. Okay, let's read this. Using the word toilet, says Martin Rutherford. Right, 1 second here. Where is it now? I've lost it now. I keep losing things this morning. There we are. 1 minute. 1 moment, please. I will return in a moment. Just a moment. Let me find this. There we go. 1 minute. 1 minute. Put that up there. Put that there. And... oh, come on. There we are. That's better. Right. Using the word toilet means you're common. Do you say toilet? It means you're common. LaBelle says, can we not talk about toilets? I'm sorry, LaBelle. It is an integral part of this programme to talk about toilets. They are very important. Let me ask you this question, LaBelle. How would it be if you didn't have one? Exactly. You'd have to go round the back of your apartment and dig a little hole every time you wanted to go. Dreadful. Just like we did on Scout Camp. Cubs, do your best. We will do your best. I never forget that one. Went on a 50 mile. Was it no, not a 50-mile hike, because I've been to Maine with the Scouts. You know, Maine in the US. Oh, what a beautiful place that is, Maine. Have you ever been there, LaBelle? Oh, it's fantastic. Very wild wilderness. Wonderful place. But there were times that we went with the Scouts and we went walking, you know, for a few days. We'd have to take a shovel, dear. Now, if you wanted to go, you'd have to dig a hole. I could do that around the back of my caravan. Fortunately, I'm not on a water meter here, so it doesn't matter how many times I flush it. But if they ever fit a water meter here, I might just go around and dig a hole in the field in front of me, where the wheat's growing that people eat. Here we go. Toilet to lavatory. They all mean the same thing, don't they? Says this little story here. This is on prima.co.uk. Frankly, we've never stopped to think about why we choose one word over the other. Until now, anyway, because self-proclaimed etiquette expert William Hanson has declared that the word you use to say something about your social class, and that saying toilet, means you're common. Does it now? In a list of words that he claims betray your humble origins, which he compiled for the Mail Online, Hanson revealed that the term is a big no-no for posh people. The T word, toilet, is still banned, he writes, after noting that the upper classes have avoided the word since the 1950s. Whereas some words have been pruned from the 1950s list, some of them still count as silent language shibboleths, I don't know what that means, that can be used to determine someone's social background, the biggest one being toilet, which is still very, very non-upper class, he says. He goes on to reveal that posh types actually prefer the terms lavatory and loo. Okay, so no more saying toilet, my friends. We've got to say lavatory or loo. I'm just going to use the lavatory. My nan used to say lavatory. She always use a piece of lavatory paper. I like that word, lavatory. It's better than toilet, isn't it? Don't you think? Lavatory. Go on, try and say it now. Lavatory. All say it together after 3. 1, 2, 3. Lavatory. I like that word. Loo is fine, but lavatory is the most correct, he concludes before explaining why toilet is apparently such an apparently faux pas. For those who don't know, historically your toilet was your appearance, your makeup, hence your toiletries bag. Okay, that makes sense, doesn't it? The porcelain thing that you used is the lavatory. So toilet is not only an ugly word, but actually factually incorrect. Well, that's what we say anyway. So there we are. So please, if you're going to refer to toilets in future, it's lavatory, okay? Lavatory. LaBelle used the commode. LaBelle used the commode to have a cogitate. Good morning to Dominique Hesler. Morning, Dominique. Welcome to the show, darling. We're nearly finished now, my love. Joanna. Good morning, Joanna. It's raining with thunderstorms and lightning now here in Michigan. Oh, my God. Lightning? That frightens me. I think lightning is both amazing and very, very frightening as well. Lightning does scare me. I don't like to look at it for too... I do. I like to look at it. If you want to see lightning storms, boys and girls, June, July, go to Florida. Go to Florida in June and July. Guaranteed 2 or 3 lightning storms every day. Amazing. Apparently, a good way to die in Florida is to be hit by lightning. But when you see it, I mean, it's not lightning like it is here. You know, over here, you know, I have a lightning storm. You know, then 10 minutes have passed, and then another one. In Florida, you look up at the sky, and it's like the lightning is talking to each other. It's like in all different parts of the sky, all at the same time. It's really scary, but in the same breath, beautiful as well to watch it happening. Paul and Lou like the word bog. Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me from you two. Alrighty, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Thursday, the 13th of June, 2019, to Mr. Marc Kelly, who does an excellent drag show. Good morning, Marc, also known as Kelly Mild. Kelly Mild, happy birthday to you, Kelly Mild, Marc. Happy birthday today to Woody Francis. Good morning, sir. Angie Brown. It's Angie Brown's birthday today. Good morning, Angie. Yes, a superstar is on my friends list. You know Angie Brown. I'm going to get you, baby. I'm going to get you. Yes, I am. She does sing it a little bit better than me. I must admit, I met Angie a couple of years ago. I was starstruck. I can't lie to you. And she came and did a couple of numbers on the stage as well. And she's fantastic. She does a fantastic live show. And she comes across as like really, well, she is. She's friendly and bubbly, and that's how she is when she's doing her show as well. Wonderful lady. Happy birthday to Angie Brown today. Thank you for the music. Perhaps I could do a little guest appearance on one of your records. Do you think I could sing a couple of songs? I can sing. Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. And then you could come in with, yeah, I'm going to get you, baby. I'm going to get you, yes I am. And then I could carry on. Thanks for all the joy we're bringing. I'm going to get you, baby. Yeah. And we can have someone screaming as well. Kelly Wild's good at doing that. Screaming halfway through her songs. Yes. Happy birthday, Angie. Happy birthday today to Brian Reed, 43 years old. Mark Harrison, good morning to you. Happy birthday to you. And George D. Michael. George D. Michael, he does like a George Michael tribute type thing. It's very good. I've seen him once before. Is 42 years old today. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There you are. Another demonstration there of my singing for you, Angie. I'm sure you can fit me into one of your long records. All right. Joanna's got her earplugs in. Take them out now, Joanna. I've finished singing, dear. I can't believe Joanna doesn't like my singing, but there we are. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much, gang. I hopefully will be back with you at some time tomorrow morning. Let's see if this rain dries up. I mean, as I say, I'm expecting to start floating away any moment now. Time for my pills and some swimming. See you soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.